the hell am I supposed to do? I've run out of movies to watch. Everything looks the same. Star Trek, Priest, Predators, Blade, Daybreakers. It's all fucking shit. Every movie that comes out now is pre-structured and prefab to consumer specifications. Nobody wants to take risks anymore and come out with something unique. My only hope is to find a brave soul with enough intelligence and patience to make a decent movie through independent filmmaking, through YouTube, or low-budget movies. We all know the risks we take with that. Alright, Ninja Apocalypse, it has begun. How could you possibly go wrong with a movie like this? A bunch of ninjas skulking around with nuclear accelerated katanas and throwing stars designed to radiate you from the inside out? Well, fuck you. That's not what you're gonna get. We're set in a post-apocalyptic world, which hasn't begun. In fact, it's already finished. So what if I told you two young, bitter rival clan members fighting for their master's approval hated each other so goddamn much, they ended up having a Full Metal Alchemist duel. But, not for the survival of the human ninja race, or anything really important like that. Just because it's the principle of the thing, right? How would you expect to get there from here? Several years after the "It Has Begun" ninja apocalypse in a post-apocalyptic world, somehow inherited by pasty white ninjas who eat Pop-Tarts and watch movies all day when not honoring the code, civilization has branched into several lone clans, presumably with their own set of supernatural powers. This is never explained, but who cares? It's pretty cool graphics, right? A badass, untouchable ninja, who always looks like he's got shit on his face or something, demonstrates his power by finishing off an innocent band of foragers. Awesome. This guy is pure, certifiable, grade A badass. Look at that speed. He's a necromonger from the Underverse. This guy right here is going to be in a final epic battle. Mark my words. Probably undefeated too, because true evil never dies. Not a force on Earth can stop this shit. Well, fuck you too. So his one weakness happens to be superficial flesh wounds. That star barely even penetrated his skull. Imagine that, having the greatest power on Earth, and your only weakness means you could possibly die by scratching your own ass. Each ninja clan is brought together for an obvious bloodbath after everyone thinks that the Lost Clan is responsible for Fumitaka's inevitable, and I mean inevitable, demise. The Lost Clan is formed by Cage, the leader, Surge, Cage's asshole brother, Sky, the big strong character, Trillian, he's a smart one because he can read, and Mar to balance out the lack of boobs in the group. Apart from no shortage of anger and confusion, there's little to no emotion in any of these characters. Each one is just like the other. All of them possess the same supernatural powers known as the Spark. Each clan seems to be holding their own unique abilities here. The haunting specters with leprosy, the desert dragons with gingivitis, the silent with, I'm guessing, gonorrhea, and then of course the southern clan with what looks like fireballs. Did you expect something funny there? Well, too bad. Fireballs are serious business. Hey, Jesus. Fuck, stop doing that. Did you take your meds today? Well, it doesn't matter. I saved half of one just for this emergency. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea. If you only take half a dose, you're only gonna make me retarded. You're a real hemorrhoid on my ass, you know that? There's one more ingredient that we need to add before putting the shit on top of this cherry sundae. Put them 200 feet below the Earth's surface. Perfect. Have at it, boys. Lost Clan living up to their name gets, well, lost in the underground maze of concrete with hundreds of other ninjas hot on their heels. But first, we need a drink. And time to get emotionally sensitive over nothing. This helps build character so we might give a shit if someone happens to die fatally. Well, it doesn't work because the first character to die is Mar, who barely said a damned word leading up to her death. With other ninjas hot on their heels, we take even more time for a proper funeral?
Your death.
Am I reading this right?
Find honor.
Where the hell is the pacing in this movie? 2 seconds ago, they were being chased by ninja maniacs. 2 scenes before that, Surge was bitching about not covering enough ground. Now we have enough time for a proper ceremonial burial? What the fuck? Are you getting any of this? A ceremonial ceremony that could have easily been avoided, by the way, because splitting up in such tight quarters is a fabulous way to even the odds. I mean, I get that splitting up is a time-efficient way of exploring large areas, but that hardly seems worth it if you're outnumbered and you're being hunted. It all leads to Hiroshi, who is Kino from TMNT, by the way, ordering Becker to push the Lost Clan towards an elevator leading to the surface. Why?
How do you call the elevator?
You don't.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It's a decoy, it only goes down. Whoever built this place put them in so anyone trying to escape would end up way the hell down here.
Oh, I see, Trillian. What a logical assumption. I see why you're the smart one. What other astute observations could you possibly tell us after the fact? Can you believe this shit? Ah, tardy. God. Anyway. Seriously, Trillian, fuck you. If you knew this beforehand, you could have at least warned us. A little. Instead, we bring our clan 100 floors down into the earth, where now they're fighting zombies. Yeah, I'm not making this shit up. We have a post-apocalyptic ninja apocalypse world full of fire-throwing and spark-wielding ninjas who also turn into replicating Hydra zombies after they die. How would you like to live in that fucking world? Come get some! My God, look at the curves on you. Are you single? Come on, we need some alone time. By come get some, I mean, of course, just eat Trillian, who gives up more than a few nibbles to the hungry zombies before hotwiring an exit elevator back up to the upper levels. But not before a dramatic self-sacrificing scene where Sky offers himself as an hors d'oeuvre to the preoccupied zombies, allowing the rest of the clan to escape. This was supposed to be one of those dramatic punches, but again, a character who has absolutely no dialogue, no emotion, zero backstory, just vanishes out of thin air. What am I supposed to feel? It's almost like he was never there to begin with. But there was that other scene just before going into the lower levels where they were detailing Sky's rejection from the Southern Clan, which is Becker's tribe, and how the Lost Clan took him in as one of their own, all because he couldn't hear or speak. He was deaf or dumb. That's pretty profound. I think that's something. In fact, yeah, I think I'm starting to feel something. Holy shit, I have emotional impact. But it doesn't amount to shit because the whole time he's in the background just smelling random objects. Yeah, how's that smell? Following that completely unnecessary sequence in the lower levels, the Silent, with their persuasive STD powers, seduce the remaining clan members attempting to silently assassinate them. This is just plain bizarre. I mean, Cage already mentioned they were all married with children, for fuck's sakes.
It's about whether our wives live, our children live.
Surge wastes no time sucking her face off Trillian, who's almost dead, decides why not? Fuck it. Literally. After they're done cheating on their wives and killing the Silent Clan, we're treated to a brief fighting scene between Becker and Cage, which I admit is pretty cool, just a little too short. This is because his brother is in the backseat dying of syphilis who needs immediate medical attention. The final fight comes between Hiroshi and Cage. Here we learn that Hiroshi's supernatural powers comes from his ability of deception, secretly blaming Cage for the missing cookies in the cookie jar for years. If you haven't caught on by now, don't worry, you're not alone. Cage was sent to train with the Master Clan under Fumitaka, as was Hiroshi, but only one could be chosen as Master Second. Hiroshi made Cage look bad for years, giving Fumitaka no choice but to pick him over Cage. This is why Cage was outcast into the Lost Clan, who his own father chose to lead over his older brother, Surge, causing some tension between those two. Meanwhile, Fumitaka caught wind of something other than the shit under his face and sniffed out a plot to invade their territory. But now, all the clan's strongest warriors are dead, meaning the whole point of this movie was simply to kill anything that moves. You got it? Alright, let's do the final review. Great, you've made it with me this far, you may as well stick around and hear my final verdict for this movie. If you can even call it that. What I mean is, this is a really good showpiece for someone's motion graphics portfolio, but apart from that, it doesn't seem to be anything separating it or establishing it in the ranks to make it a memorable movie experience. Is there a story? Well, no, there isn't. In fact, starting with the misleading title and cover art, we don't even have a ninja apocalypse to begin with. In fact, there's no in-depth story detailing why the apocalypse took place. It's on the cover, it says it has begun, but they don't even go into what the hell happened. Instead, we get just one glimpse at the madness that took place during this apocalypse, and they don't even explain it. It's for a few seconds, and then it's gone. I mean, what the hell is that? Is that the moon? Is this even Earth? What the fuck is going on here? They don't acknowledge it or explain it at all. They just carry on like it's nothing. I want to know what the hell happened here. I mean, imagine if I whipped open my back door and you found this beautiful landscape and this treacherous death rays blasting my flesh off, and I didn't even take the time to acknowledge it or explain what the fuck you were looking at. Fucking Cheerios. God damn it. Character development. There wasn't enough time. There was literally a few scenes in the entire movie which were retrofitted, half-assed, and slapped together, and it destroyed the pacing of the entire movie. It was an attempt to help build a character so that you become invested in the outcome of the movie, but it failed miserably. Why? Because it didn't fit the pacing. And let's face it, the lead character got all the best scenes. The problem was, he couldn't stop slobbering at all his supporting actors.
Fumitaka! He gave you everything. Our children less about whether we live. Just hold on.
The graphics were pretty good. In fact, for a low-budget movie, they were excellent. This is a great centerpiece for a motion graphics specialist to showcase his work when money becomes an issue, because you get a lot of bang for your buck here. And there are a few choreographed fight scenes which were really awesome, but too short. And there were some that were really horrible and really drawn out. It's a delicate balance that takes some time to figure out. But props for the good one, guys. And that about does it for this review. Stick with me, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you like this movie review. And if you want to see another movie or a different movie to review, leave a comment down below and tell me what you'd like me to review next. This is Richard Dingo, signing out. Till next time.